Alright, so we are back for another game stream here. Let's go ahead and get my chat window open. I really need to find a overlay feature to get the YouTube chat window rather than using the Steam overlay. Especially since I'm not going to be using Steam for this game when it comes out. I have backed it for the GOG DRM free version. So the people who make the Witcher game series, their game distribution platform is where I'm going to begin getting my copy of this game from. So, alright, so last time I wanted to try $20 million. I wanted to get the Heavy Mechs, but I wanted to use the loadout I used in my last game, which was the 4 mediums. So we can see going through most of these loadouts, you have heavies. This one has 2 heavies, a medium and a light. Most of these all have a heavy mech in them. And the cavalry has the 4 mediums, and the rest of these all carry a heavy mech in them. So I wanted to use 4 mediums, and I wanted to go against a heavy, but I ended up picking random, and it says unknown enemy forces, and what that ended up doing was, instead of using this 20 million, I don't know if that's dollars or metric tons or whatever, 20 million tons or $20 million, whatever that is. I think it's mech value, because I think that's MV mech value. 20 million mech value. Instead of using 20 million mech value, they ended up using a light force, and I ended up going against 2 lights and 2 mediums. I think this is exactly what I went against right here. I went against a light recon. It was a Locust, a Commando, Shadowhawk, and a Griffin. And so they ended up doing a 14.9 against a 20 group. So it wasn't a very fun battle, because I automatically had an overwhelming superiority in terms of firepower. So we're going to try again. We're going to do medium cavalry. Instead of doing a light recon, we're going to give them a medium recon, and we're going to see what they can do here with a Shadowhawk, a Griffin, a quick draw, and a Commando. So they do have a heavy mech, and that's $6.7 million mech. My highest mech is a 5.6, so I'm going to be outclassed here on this heavy, but these are comparative strength to the ones I'm fielding right here. They have the light, which is trading off for their heavy, so it's going to be an uphill challenge, I think. I'm not entirely sure. I think it's going to depend a lot on positioning, on who gets the upper hand, and who ends up not being the victor. They do have this scout here with a sensor lock capability, I believe. So it's probably not going to look good for me, and they're going to probably have get the drop on me in terms of where I am before I know where they are. We're going to play the stacks. Let's do let's do foggy night. It's a nighttime battle. We should hopefully see some good effects for the laser particle beams and whatnot. I have not played this map yet. This is what I was talking about earlier on the loading screens. You couldn't tell that it wasn't ultra widescreen compatible on the other loading screen, because it was just a big monitor. On this one you can tell, and you look at this guy right here, it kind of looks like a squashed fat dwarf. So that's supposed to actually be like a normal human being sized person, and it just looks like a stumpy dwarf man who's kind of overweight. So this is stretched out to fit my display here.
We can use the forest to our advantage.
Alright, so foggy night, man. It's really dark and everything's concealed. I can't hardly make anything out over here. I see there's some trees, and I think this is a road going down through here. I'm not sure if the road gives your mech better movement if you stay on the road. I know in the last game I just played, I found out that there's geothermal tiles that give you heat damage. So maybe the road will give your mech greater movement capabilities if you stay on it. I know going through water reduces your movement, and so maybe staying on the road increases it.
Awaiting orders.
Let's see what we have here. I think these are the same pilots I was just using, so this should be 6 tactics, and there should be another 6 tactic one. And then these two are both 3, so.
Good to go.
So these guys I want to put in the front because they're going to be scouting. I did see some blue tiles, so there is water here. I didn't even notice that there was water on this map because it's so dark and foggy. So there is actually water here. It's kind of hard to see. I didn't see it at all until I saw those blue dots on the map. So, I think we want to get the high ground. We're going to go up here, see if we can make our way up to the high ground. They do have the scouting advantage with that light mech, so
Move order confirmed.
we want to try getting high ground advantage. I don't know if that's such a thing in the Mech Warrior universe, but I'm assuming it is. So that's what we're going to go for.
Affirmative, Commander. Don't need to tell me twice.
You see them all the way across the map with their lights. It's kind of foggy out, so you can't. You gotta get a little bit close, but you can make them out with their bright lights on. We'll see how that plays when the enemy comes on the screen here, if I can make them out from their giant flashlights.
What can I do for you? On my way. On my way.
I haven't really been paying much attention to the atmospheric mood, but this map it really sets the immersion for this game environment. Just the music on this map, I really notice as well. It's really fit into this environment, and I don't know if this music will play every time you're on this map or if the soundtrack is just random. But this foggy nighttime, dark, kind of mysterious forest atmosphere, it really suited that musicals track.
Standing by. Roger.
Copy that, Commander.
The enemy hasn't made radar contact yet, and they'll make it with me before I make it with them. They have that light mech. It probably has at least an 8 on tactics for the light mech. My highest is a 6, so they're definitely going to find me before I find them. You can't really see much from where you're standing either. You have to really pan the camera to see what's going on. You can't tell that this is water once again. Like, I can't tell that there's water here. I thought that was solid ground, but that's actually a river running through right there. You can kind of see it right here because it widens up a bit.
Yes, Commander.
You can definitely tell terrain features during fog when it's daylight out, but nighttime, man, whoa, this is really. I know I keep saying that, but it's just really amazing. The level of immersion that's on this map in this particular setting. I don't think I can get up here. Oh man, excuse me, I had to cough. Doesn't look like I can get up on this mountain. Uh, I think this orange line's the end of the map, the boundary for the map, but I don't see. It's not letting my mech move up this cliff. Maybe I can jump up there? Okay, we have to jump. We have to use jump jets, but we'll get up there. We'll get the high ground. Turn and face this direction so we can
Prepping for jump.
scan with our 6 tactical attributes. That was really cool. It left the jump trail through the night. Streak of jets.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Your showboat also has jump jets, so she can go a lot further now because she has the Angel of Death, and that increases you 25% distance you can jump. So she can really jump the map. She can go pretty far. She also has 6 tactics, so she's gonna be a good scout too. Look at that trail of jets through the night. It's pretty cool.
What do you need?
We don't have any enemy contact yet, so I don't know if they're on this side of the map or on the other side of the map.
You got it.
Alright, round 3, no enemy contact. We're going to be starting round 4 here. I usually get contact round 2.
Got a sensor trace.
Alright, there we go, round 3 contact. So we did get contact round 3.
Target-rich environment.
Looks like they're down in the valley. They got their light mech here, which is moving in 4. And then this would be the heavy mech right here in number 2. And these are their 2 mediums grouped up here in number 3. So they're going to have this light mech always going to be moving before I have any chance to do any kind of action with my mechs. So this is PvE. This game will be PvP when it's released. This is the backer beta. It's early access. It's just right now AI versus human. There's going to be an early access PvP. It will be human versus human, but that hasn't been finished yet. They're still fleshing out the back end on their end for that. Alright, so they have this heavy mech here, there's a medium here, and there's a light here. There are other mediums hidden in the fog, still obscured. I'm just running 4 medium mechs here, so I'm kind of outclassed against this heavy, but I managed to get up to this high ground, and we don't have any target lock on them. So I don't know if this was smart coming up here or not, because if this light mech makes its way up the hill, it'll be able to spot my entire party, and then these guys, if they have indirect weapons, will just be able to hit me, and I won't be able to do anything to them at all. We're gonna see that mech's probably gonna try coming up through this valley. Unless it has jump jets, then it will probably just jump straight up. We don't want to give it an opportunity to spot me until it makes its way up here. Because I will be open to indirect fire from these guys, but I want to make sure that, hey, if you're going to fire on me, you got to expose yourself. So we're going to make him come up here. We're going to stay hidden back here in these trees. Out of sight. Alright, we get the other medium mech. It's picked up. There it is right there. Now we'll see what the AI does, if they're going to send somebody up this valley or if they're going to try going around and flanking through this forest, which would probably be they would get overlooked on by me if they went that way, but they would at least split my force by forcing me to face two directions instead of one. So not entirely sure what they're going to plan to do. They might try coming around, or they might just try funneling up here. Maybe they have jump jets and they're just going to go straight head on.
Waiting for
Um,
orders.
I'm going to set up for them to come up this valley. I don't know if that's where they're going to come up, but I'm going to set up as if they are going to come up that way.
You betcha.
Alright. I'm going to actually leave these mechs, these last two mechs, where they are. I want to see where their heavy mech moves first. So they're pretty much staying together as a lance. I'm pretty much staying together as a lance. I think it would probably be a good idea if I can split off one of these guys to get around the flank, if they're going to stay grouped together like that. I think we might go further if we jump. Nope, the same distance. This is Vindicator. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, can we fire right now? We don't have a line of sight. We know there's a radar contact there. I guess it will let me fire? No, it won't. Yeah, I have to establish a position to fire first. So if I move right here, I can. And we don't want to do that because these mechs already moved. So my next turn, perhaps we can do that. We're going to guard this side just in case they try coming this way.
What are your orders, Skipper?
So we're pretty good. We got the terrain advantage. They can't get any kind of fire on me until they come up. And it looks like their light mech just ended his turn, so they're not going to try coming up. They're going to hold ground as well. So it's pretty much a standoff we're in right now. They're wondering if I'm going to make the first move, and I'm wondering if they're going to make the first move. It's pretty much what this match is probably going to come down to, is who shows themselves first. And she hears me on that one, so. I don't mind making the first move. I do have high ground advantage here. I'm forcing them to hopefully get less accurate shots on me. We're going to reserve movement. We're going to see if they hold with all their mechs. And we're going to send my people, just keep reserving my movement. Their heavy mech also ended its turn, so they're just going to hold down here in this valley. They're not coming up that. They're too smart. Too smart to come on up there. That medium mech and that heavy mech are kind of behind this little rock right here that this guy's standing on. But this guy, we can probably get him. We have 4 mechs that didn't move yet, so if I move into position to fire right now, all 4 of these mechs can fire, and these guys can't do anything about it at all. Since this is a heavy mech, that means during the next round, I can then withdraw and reset, and this heavy wouldn't get any shots off on me. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and see if we can get a line of sight on this guy over here. That's a partial line of sight. It's obstructed by the rock.
Good to
We're going to
know.
use somebody that has jump jets. Apex has jump jets. I want to get you to get a clear line of sight on this guy.
Engaging jump jets.
There we go. We got a Griffin. All these other mechs can now use indirect fire. They don't have to expose themselves. Only my Vindicator is the one that's going to be taking any damage the next round. And he will only be taking damage from this light mech. And then he can withdraw from the field if he needs to. So we'll alpha strike. It will bring my heat significantly up, but we're gonna withdraw after this during the next round, so, and let it cool down. It's like he dodged my laser and particle cannon. So that's the advantage that I have here, is this terrain advantage is really playing an important role, because I'm able to rotate these mechs in and out from line of sight. So this guy's getting line of sight right now. He alpha striked, and now the next round I'm going to rotate him out. I'm going to rotate somebody else in to lock line of sight, and then they're going to alpha. And we're just going to keep that cycle going so that when this guy rotates back, he'll just use indirect LMR 5. Which will let him lose a little bit of heat, and then I think that's a pretty good plan. So that's what I'm going to try doing. We're going to get this person a little bit closer because they were out of range last time to get that line of sight. So we're just going to move them just a little bit closer. The Shadowhawk's going to rotate in on the next round, but for now it's going to shoot indirectly. And we end up hitting only 2 of those missiles, but 2 is better than none. So I have LMRs on all my mechs, I believe. We only hit 2 on that. So LMRs on everything. This is gonna be we're just gonna stand back and keep fire support. We're not doing a very good job hitting their mech. I don't think I landed any shots from that one. If I can hit more of these shots, I'll be able to knock this mech down. It's gaining a little bit of unstability.
Yes, Commander.
Yeah, there's some mech. Yeah, this right here automatically gives me defense after I jumped. So when you do use your jump jets to reposition, you will get a defense bonus. But also, like you pointed out, some mechs do have that's a mech perk. I don't know how to look at the mech perks. These are pilot perks down here. But some mechs do have a perk where if you move, it will give you an evasion. It's an evasion bonus, not a defensive bonus. So the jump jet gave me a defense bonus. I would take less damage. The move and stop, if your mech has it, which is this one does, like you pointed out, that's evasive. So he'll be able to evade attacks.
Waiting for orders.
We're gonna move this one into line of sight,
I read you, Commander.
so it can do an alpha strike.
Commencing Alpha Strike.
We're not hitting anything, man. Took a Took a little bit of damage there on his leg, and on his torso, a couple
Standing
points.
by.
And we're gonna retreat this person so that it can get a little bit heat, cool down. Only gonna fire indirectly here, so we can see our heat's probably gonna go down. I think I'm in danger of falling over here. I don't think this strategy is probably not going to work. It seems like I'm just taking more damage than I'm dealing right now. So we're going to have to think of something else to do. Maybe if I bring somebody down here and try getting a flank on their side. If I had a light mech, I could
Acknowledge, Commander.
lock target and I would be able to hit most of these missiles. That time we actually had a pretty good salvo.
Yeah. Attacking from position.
And is that their heavy mech that's firing at me now? No, this is their heavy mech. Oh, that's their light. Yeah, that was their heavy mech last time. This is their light mech. And that one wants to go around for the flank. Alright, that's what I was going to plan to do, was go around. But,
Stand forward.
we probably should have moved my Griffin first so that he was out of fire.
Affirmative, Commander.
That mech's getting ready to fall down, and so am I. So, we'll see what happens here.
I'm gonna need a medic.
Yeah, I was knocked down. I got one injury, two injuries. So I got an injury from a headshot, and then an injury from a knockdown. So if this gets up to 5, my pilot's going to be out of action. We want to get this mech out of here.
Back to standing. What's next? Got it.
That's not going to be able to fire because I don't have sight on any of these enemy mechs. But that means they don't have sight on me either. So this light mech, I think, probably has sight on the Centurion, but I think that would probably be about the only sight that they have.
Aye, aye.
I don't know if that's going to expose me to these people over here. If I move right there. Yeah, he'll be getting lit up from everybody down here. Indirectly, however, because he'll be covered by the rock. So, alright, he can move here
On the move.
and get line of sight on this mech. I mean, if he takes fire, it'll only be indirect fire from these guys unless they swing around into position over here. And if these guys do that, then I can probably come down here and get behind them. So we're in a pretty good spot here to open fire up on this light mech. See if we can get another mech to do direct fire.
Position confirmed.
Actually, I don't have any heat on this mech yet, so even though this is only a 50% chance to hit, it has 10 shots, I think. Oh, it's a SMR2, 100 ammo, so it has, well, that's 10 damage times 2. Okay, so it has a lot of shots of that, so even if I miss 50%, I'm not too worried about that. I think, here we go, their heavy is a quick draw, so it is swinging around to get in fire position. And that hurt my mech a lot. That was... Or did he miss all those shots? No, I think the rocks blocked me there. Looks like that was a couple 10 armor points. So they're rotating around, but they also have those 2 medium mechs still on that side. If I can draw all their force into this forest, then I can flank somebody around behind.
Awaiting orders.
Alright, yeah, so this heavy mech here, see what it has. Triple medium lasers, quadruple medium lasers. It has 4 medium lasers, long range 10s and short range 4 on missiles. It also has a pair of jump jets, so this is a pretty serious mech. It closes in and is in distance to alpha me, and I'm in trouble. So I'm not too worried right now because it has partial sight on me only, so that's why it missed its salvo last time. I'm kind of protected by this terrain. If it swings around this way a little bit more, it can probably get a full lock on me. And if it does that, hopefully these other mechs will move into where it's standing, and I can get a flank. I'm gonna hold out and hope I can still get a flank going here.
What are your orders, Skipper? I got you.
We're just gonna keep using these rocks to my advantage, blocking shots from the other guys, or focus fire on this light mech.
Volume of 5. That hit something good.
We got a knockdown on that and took out a torso and arm segment, and the center torso is 1 point of damage and it'll be killed. If we can just do 1 more point of damage on that center torso, then they will be without a scout.
Reporting heavy damage.
Looks like my torso armor is taking sufficient damage here. I'm going to have to withdraw this mech and rotate somebody else in that spot.
Waiting for the shot.
Took a hard hit there.
Got me a knockdown.
Commander, I'm hit.
This mech is backing up even more, so they are guarding their flank. The AI is not going to let me come in behind them unless I risk exposing myself to this medium mech. So we're going to back off from over here. We don't want to keep getting fired on, especially this guy. He's knocked down.
Aye, aye.
I believe once this light mech gets knocked out, they're going to have a harder time targeting me, because I think this light mech's the one that is giving line of sight on all these mechs right here. This heavy has it on this guy only. So if we're able to back up into the forest, can we get him into the forest here? He does have jump jets. jump them into the forest. This should hopefully knock this mech out. Only 50% hit chance. This is 5 missiles. We just need 1 out of 5 of these to hit that torso, and then it's game over for that mech. And there we go. We got the hit, the one hit that we needed, and they're out of the scout. So it looks like
Aye, aye.
we're just gonna back up.
Commander? Moving to position.
So that kind of put me in an advantage that I took out that light mech. They don't have their super eyeballs anymore. They can't outrange me with their target locks. And now also they're not acting in phase 4 anymore. Now they're acting in phase 3, the same as I am. So I'm gonna be able to maneuver more easily now since they're only gonna get 1 mech before I move instead of 2.
Confirmed.
I don't want to move down there and get target locks because I don't want to give up my terrain advantage here where these rocks were really protecting me earlier on in the game. It was blocking most of their shots. I think I'm going to switch gears here and just go towards this guy who's singled out by himself. I'm going to send somebody who has jump jets over there. Showboat has jump jets. We're going to see if we can jump right behind this mech.
Pointing.
We also have Angel of Death on Showboat, so we can do a death from above. Alright, I am still spotted somehow. This mech must have a higher sensor suite than Ozone. Let's see, Ozone has
Skipper.
3 tactics. Okay, so I only have a tactics level 3, and that tactics will determine how far you can get a radar pickup on somebody. So this medium mech has a higher one than 3 because they're still able to shoot at me. So
I'm rolling.
I'm still in pretty bad spot with that mech.
Awaiting orders.
This is probably one of the more slow games I played. It's really drawn out, this game. I don't know if that's because this is the first time I've played that has a heavy mech in the lance composition. Previously I was just playing with the light and medium lance compositions, so maybe it's more drawn out because the heavy mech's there and I'm kind of taking my time on this, because I don't want to send in some mediums to get straight into the heavy mech's face.
Copy that.
think this would be a pretty interesting map to play again. I'm probably going to play this map again the next round, but instead of doing nighttime fog, I'm probably just going to do standard weather so that it's not all obscured. And I think I'll probably go over here and go in this river. There's a river over here somewhere. You can't really see it because of the weather. You can kind of see it right here. There's a river. We'll go in the river next time.
Waiting for orders.
Alright, so we are going to be getting behind this mech. Pretty sure they don't even know that this mech's over here. So, pretty sure Showboat's in a good position and is undetected. We'll be able to get a drop on this mech. And I think I'm going to do a death from above. And we're going to be jumping off from this cliff. So with jump jets from this mountain cliff on top of this mech, we should do significant damage to that mech. Hopefully, we're going to see what happens.
Yup.
We're going to stay where we are. We're going to inspire this mech. This is your morale bar. It slowly fills up during the match, and when you use it, you get one of these pilots can get expired. And what it does is it automatically gives them a defense bonus, and it gives them a boost to their hit accuracy as well. So we can see here his accuracy, even though this guy has partial cover from the forest, and he has an evasion bonus. Right now, my accuracy is still 95% because I'm inspired. So I'm negating both of these mechs' abilities right now, which is the evasion and defensive cover. 25% defensive cover is being suppressed with my inspiration. So this mech was actually in a pretty good spot. That was a good move from them. Pretty defensive, good move. They got forest cover and they have evasive action cover from their mech. But since I had the inspiration, it really took that advantage out that they had.
On the move.
We're going to see if we can get this mech to become unsteady by shooting some missiles at it.
Copy that.
Alright, so it is an unsteady mech now, so it cannot sprint anymore, and it's not going to get evasive bonus anymore either until it braces itself. So we're actually going to let blockade stay where it is and see what their heavy mech does.
You need me to hold still for you?
Alright, so I was going to jump jet on this mech over here, but he moved and now he has cover from this heavy, so that's probably not the smartest thing to do anymore. I'm just going to see what we have here on this mech. We only have LMR 5, so it's not really good on indirect fire capabilities on this mech, especially since my gunnery skill is 3. So we need to actually get in close for this mech to be effective.
Stepping by.
I don't know what we're going to do with that mech now. We have to figure something out. They might be trying to come up over here. don't have anything but an indirect line on this guy. I don't want to stand right here and fire because friendly fire might hit the guy in front of me. I don't want to hit my own Centurion, so we're going to probably stand right here. That way we get a little bit of cover from the forest.
Copy that. Getting banged up real good here.
Now I ended up taking heat from that. My heat bar went up, so I'm not sure what weapon that was that hit me, but it made my heat bar go up. I don't know what this mech has. We're going to get a line of sight on it down here. Probably not the smartest thing to do. I'm not in any cover at all. We do have jump jets, so we could get into cover.
Lifting off.
Can't quite alpha yet because we're not in range for the small laser. We're going to use the small laser the next turn. That's melee range you have to be in to use that, so we're going to do that the next turn. We have a particle cannon and a medium laser. We're not going to shoot these because we don't want to access heat for only a 45% hit chance. Actually, this mech is pretty unstable. These missiles might make it fall over.
That shot went internal.
I'm taking internal damage on this mech now, on the torso section, which carries 3 heat sinks and LMR ammo. So if that ammo blows up, I'm going to lose 3 heat sinks, which is going to be devastating for me because I don't have any other heat sinks on this mech at all. There's 3 on the other torso. I don't think there's any in the legs. I would lose half my cooling capacity if I lose that torso section. And firing a particle cannon generates a lot of heat, so it would not be a good thing if I lose them heat sinks.
Yep. Copy that. Heads up. I got a sensor trace.
We're going to see if we can get this Vindicator to take cover behind the Centurion. He'll provide a little bit of armor support here. He's pretty full on most of his armor, so rotating him to the front lines, and we're going to alpha strike. We ended up missing most of them shots, so it wasn't a good thing because now my heat bar is pretty significant. And this mech is still not knocked down yet, it's still standing. I really needed that knockdown on that mech so that it would lose its defensive bonus and it would end up losing that accuracy bonus if it tried getting up and attacking.
I'm taking internal damage. Good to go.
It's pretty much a 3 versus 3 fight right now because this mech has pretty much been out of the game the entire time. Because I thought I was going to be able to maneuver it behind them, but they ended up moving in close. Let's see. That's indirect. That's line of sight blocked direct.
Double time.
But that was a sprint anyway, so I'm not going to be able to attack. The next turn for this mech, I should be able to get a direct fire on the back of one of these mechs. Hopefully that will be a game changer for me. I think I'm in a little bit of cover here from these mechs down here. They only have a partial line of sight on me, so if they direct fire, they're going to miss some of their shots. Going to do another alpha. This guy's going to take 3 alphas. Hopefully this one will knock him down. And we got the knockdown. Finally got the knockdown. 3 alphas, but the knockdown is there. He's retreating himself. I really can't do much with these 2 mechs right now. Now that he retreated himself, we're going to close in and do some melee attacks. I might be able to still get melee on him. No, I can't move close enough for it.
Commander?
Yeah, we can't move close enough for it. So these guys are just going to have to back off and they're just going to have to brace so they can get their heat levels down a little bit.
Moving out.
Orders?
We want the Centurion to stay in front of this mech here because
Yep.
we don't want that mech to keep taking damage.
You got it.
Trying to be a bodyguard here. Hopefully it works. They're bringing in the big guns here.
Damn it, I've got an armor breach. Standing by.
I didn't get knocked down on that, so that was pretty good. We're gonna move into cover. This guy has no heat at all. Let's see what we are showing structural damage on this mech already, so this guy hasn't even been touched. Look at all his armor. He's a tank. Hopefully we can just keep hitting the middle torso on this guy and get a knockout. We didn't hit it. Oh man, we hit everything else but the torso in the center.
Waiting for orders.
We really need this mech's firepower. It really needs to get in the game. Fortunately, they're both turned towards This one has its side towards me.
Got it.
We're gonna attack this one here, and it has its side towards me. See what we have here. Yeah, it only has one armor left on that arm, so we might be able to take out an arm here, or at least do some kind of damage to it.
Roger that.
Of course, we only have a 3 gunning skill on that person, so
Oh, crap. Oh, that hit me.
I knew I was going to take some damage over here, and that was alright, because this mech took it instead of the Vindicator. So the Vindicator was the one that was looking pretty banged up, so we didn't want it to take any more damage. This guy is banged up on this side. Autocannon 10 ammo, so where's his autocannon? Autocannon is probably in this arm. Autocannon is in this arm. So if he loses that torso, he will not be able to fire his gun, because he won't have any ammo for it.
Commander?
I'm just really going to try putting these guys in a difficult position. If I can get behind this Griffin on my next turn, that's going to force somebody to turn on me or stay facing these guys. Either way, this guy will be having his back towards somebody. I really need that right now because this isn't going in my favor. I really need to get that position. We will overheat if we do this, so
Right, Commander.
there goes the arm. It's flying quite a distance. Knocked that arm off. He's down a laser. I believe that had a medium laser in it. He lost a little bit of firepower. Yeah, he had a medium laser. It's knocked out.
Orders?
I really need to keep pressure on this direction so that this guy can safely move behind these mechs. These 3 mechs could then turn on that guy, but that's unlikely to happen if these guys are still facing this way. So this guy's arm's about to go. So only has a medium laser in it, so we're going to rotate him in place of these guys. It's just kind of a shuffle marathon going on over here. People just keep rotating in and out. He can't move anywhere. He can move up to the high ground, but then that puts him straight in line of fire. He can move right here, I guess. He won't have any attack on nobody. Well, I don't know why his LMRs wouldn't be able to fire if he moves right here. I would believe the Centurion would still have line of sight on at least this quick draw. So I don't know why, if I move right here, I'm not able to fire LMRs. It's not saying I have the ability to do so. Probably gonna have to jump so we can get that with the jump. That Centurion must only have a sensor level 3. Let's check. Yeah, tactics level 3. So the Vindicator's probably the one right now that's giving me these line of sight target locks. I think my other tactic 6 is this Griffin over here. Tactic 6 Griffin.
Orders?
So I would have to move.
What do you need?
I'd have to move this. This guy would have to get closer before I can withdraw these people.
On it.
This quick draw hasn't taken any damage the entire match, so it's pretty heavily fortified. I wanted to get the Shadow Hawk right here, but this guy was blocking for it, so I decided just to open up on the quick draw instead. We should be able to, okay, yeah, we can get indirect fire on them now. Moving back here.
Engaging
Trying to move out of harm's way.
Roger that.
Looks like we landed all 5 of those shots from that salvo, so that was a pretty decent strike. He doesn't have any jump jets, so he's going to have to reverse his way out. Unfortunately, that still leaves this torso center section right here, the one that houses his ammo. That still leaves it open for attack from this mech if this mech repositions. He's not covered from that side. I don't know if this mech will reposition or not, because I do have that mech right on its flank. We'll have to find out what the enemy AI is going to do here. Alright. Oh no, it might be doing a melee attack here. No, alright. It moved in so it can get my Centurion, which I backed out. Purposely backed it out so it wouldn't take any damage, and they weren't having any of that. It's down to 12 on that side now. It's going to lose its autocannon capability pretty soon.
Affirmative.
Reporting light damage. Damage minimal. Oh, damn it. Oh, that hit me in the meat.
Blockade has 1 injury only, so not too concerned about that.
Yep.
Probably want to get him stand up though. So I think this heavy mech's going to go after me.
Ready for action.
He has no heat availability left on him, so he's probably going to do a melee attack to me. I think we are an Angel of Death, so we're going to do a jump jet attack. This is a medium mech jumping on top of a heavy, so I don't know how effective this is going to be. Let me see what I have for my leg armor. My leg armor is pretty much intact. 67 on that one, 71 on that one. So I got pretty good armor on my legs. We're going to try to see if we can do some kind of torso damage on this guy. He has full armor minus the right side, which is just barely nicked. So we'll trade some leg armor for some heavy torso damage and see hopefully if we can land this.
Death from above.
Alright, we did hit that mech. We did a significant damage on his torso. Look at that. His armor on both his left and right torso, as well as his leg, it's pretty much almost all gone. He is shut down. He shut himself down. He is overheated and shut down. Let's look at this mech that just did that angel death jump. My leg armor is... It went down a pretty decent chunk, but not anything as compared to what happened to his armor on his torso. You can see here this heavy mech just overheated, and it's taken internal damage on most of its structures. Even though armor is still intact, you can see all the pieces of this mech have taken structural damage because it's overheated. And it's going to miss this entire next turn. So that means I can effectively, if I want to put these mechs at risk, I could get behind this guy where he has low armor in the rear, 40 compared to this 85, and no armor on the arms or legs back there. And I can get behind him and open up alpha strikes, and he can't turn to face me or anything. The only thing that would happen is this mech here would probably flank me for a shot, but that would be a pretty good trade-off. Do 3 alpha strikes on this downed heavy for one attack from this guy. And we're actually in position to jump on this guy. So we're actually going to do a death from above on this mech as well. We're 28 and 24 on my leg armor. And we just took structural damage from that. This mech that we landed on, this Griffin's the one we landed on. I don't think we really did much. We took all the armor off the arm on this mech, and that's about it. Took some torso armor off on the center and on the right side. Other than that, that was a pretty bad trade-off because it made both of my legs be exposed. That wasn't a good thing at all. But we do have him closed in now, so he's going to have to turn to face my Griffin, opening up his backside, or he's going to have to turn to face these guys, opening up his backside to my Griffin. So we'll see what the AI wants to do. And we are in position for an alpha strike on the back of this mech. We can't quite get behind it with this guy. He's too far away to get truly behind him. So we'll just position him up here. Kind of keeping watch, reminding this guy, hey, if you turn to that Griffin, this Vindicator's gonna get you. So we're just kind of reminding that guy that I'm here. We're actually gonna save the Inspire for one of the mechs that can get behind this heavy, and we're just gonna open fire on this guy.
Reporting critical hits.
That was a crit on his autocannon. I think some of his ammo blew for that. He lost, I think, an ammo. Autocannon ammo blew up.
Confirmed.
Did some structural damage from that. I did lose an arm on this mech. I wasn't even aware of that, and the torso. So that is, that was my autocannon. It's completely gone. This guy has a medium laser, autocannon 5, and short-range missiles. He would just be able to do 2 medium lasers. I think this guy would probably be more lethal to Alpha Strike with the Inspire. So we're going to get Blockade. Oh, he's already moved. All we have is Ozone. Blockade's already took his move for this round. All we have is Ozone.
Affirmative.
Ozone's gonna get behind this guy.
Mech warriors, show 'em what you got.
And we are gonna inspire him just because I have no arm on that side and I'm facing this mech. So I want that defensive bonus. So we're just gonna, since this mech is down, we can choose where we're gonna hit him. He has no leg armor from the rear, so we probably want to get this right leg. See if we can get a knockout, an easier knockout, taking out these legs. This is the right leg? Yeah, we're gonna go for that right leg. Looks like we landed torso damage. Didn't hardly do anything on the right leg, but we landed on the arm and the right torso. I think that guy just jumped on my head and he missed. He ended up missing that jump jet attack.
Waiting for orders.
He tried jumping on me and he ended up missing, so that was pretty good. I'm going to just melee attack him because I have a pretty good heat amount. And I have a Tactics 6. Tactics, besides doing jump damage accuracy, it also does melee accuracy. So if I melee this guy, I have a pretty good chance to hit him, 85%, and it will let my heat go down. Let's see what happens here. Alright, we kicked him in the shin and knocked him down. That was a knockdown on that. And I lost all my heat. He's knocked down, so that was pretty good. Because now I can call shots on that mech if I want to. If I want to call shots on that mech, I can do it because he's knocked down. But there's a better opportunity still with this mech not being able to move and face towards me. That's still probably the best opportunity I have to do serious damage to his heavy. Just gonna alpha.
Scored a critical hit.
So we are inflicting some damage on this heavy, which is good. His armor is pretty weak now. Structural wise, it's taken some structural damage. Most of that was probably from his overheat. It did the overheat. I haven't chewed through its armor on this side, so it only has 28 structure on that side, but it still has armor, so that was probably mostly due to that crit on the heatsink I just landed. It probably blew up that heatsink and did some structural damage.
Commander?
I think I'm going to shift my attention from that heavy mech I'm going to focus on this one that's on the ground here. I'm going to call a shot, and its head is facing straight towards me. Well, maybe I can land a headshot on it. Let's see what we do. Its right torso does have LMR ammo. If I can take out that torso, or the arm has its PPC gun. Those are the only two weapons this mech currently has. It's a PPC and an LMR-10. So if I target either one of these, I can probably knock out some offensive capabilities. We're going to target this torso section, so it won't be able to jump anymore. Its jump jets will be knocked out, and it won't have the LMRs. I think we're going to target that right torso. There's the LMR-10 crit. Alright, we critted some of its ammo, but we didn't get to knock out on that torso section. We did hit some on this middle section though. It's down a little bit. I'm gonna actually, I don't know what will do more damage, melee damage or an alpha strike with my laser and medium lasers. Melee is 70 damage, so melee does significantly more than an alpha. So I'm actually gonna melee attack this guy. I can don't want to fire on him. I want to melee attack him. It's gonna force me to move in front of him in order to execute that. I'm not sure why I can't stay where I'm standing. I'm not entirely sure why I can't stay where I am and hit him with melee. Yeah, it's not letting me. It's for some reason it's grayed out here. There's the fire button and it's grayed out. I'm not entirely sure why that is. So it would only let me hit him with weapons. So doing the melee to the rear of this mech would have been a great idea, but it's not letting me do that. So we're just gonna, we are facing the mech's right side, which is the side that has that significant structural damage on that torso. So we're just gonna alpha strike his right side. Hopefully we can get that torso destroyed. We didn't destroy that torso. Looks like the arm took most of the damage. Wow. Wow, man. Talk about bad luck. That was pretty much just a game changer. That could really just have switched the tide of this battle. That was an instant mech knockout. Landed it on my mech's head. Man, what bad luck that was for me. I probably might lose this battle now. This is not looking good. We're 3 against 3 now. 2 mediums and a heavy against a trio of 3 mediums. And I don't have position advantage anymore on the flank. That was pretty much a game changer. Camo says, how's the game in general? The game is pretty good. There is a few things that need to be worked on for immersion for the game. I noticed a couple couple minor things. There's a couple bugs that have already been reported, which is to be expected since this is a super early access build. Let me see if I have find a mech here that I can talk about the immersions on the mech. I think the mech I actually had that just got knocked out, or actually this mech right here. Yeah, this one right here will work. Alright, so this, here we go. This Centurion right here, for example, if you look at the Centurion, traditionally its left side is armored. You see it has the armored shield on the left arm, and it has a plate right here on the top shoulder, torso shoulder, protecting its head. So traditionally, this Centurion would have, because it's armored like that, same thing here. With a couple of the other mechs. I don't know if this mech has it or not. Like I think Black Knight is I don't know if that mech's in this game or not, but that mech has an arm shield as well, a more pronounced one than this mech does. And if we look at the stats for this mech, what's going on? Ooh. If we pull up the stats for this mech, the left side should have more armor since on that arm, since it's shielded, and the torso should have a little bit more as well since it has that little shield covering the head. But you can see here 45 structure and 80 armor on this arm, and 45 structure, 80 armor is also on the arm on this side. I think it should just be a little imbalanced. The left side should probably have a little bit more points compared to the right side of the mech, just for immersion purposes. This is one of the things I noticed. Other than that, this is a nighttime map in fog, and it's really cool. If you take a look around, there's actually a river right here, and you can't tell there's a river here. But there's a river that runs through this map, and it's right here, but it is in fog in nighttime, so you can't see it. So immersion-wise, in the environmental-wise, it's pretty cool of a game.
Commander? Move order confirmed. Affirmative. My mech's coming apart around me.
Clan mechs, I don't know if that Timberwolf's a clan mech or not, but those aren't going to be added in this game. I think this game's supposed to take place like very early on in the timeline of the mech universe. So I think it's like during one of the Secession Wars, like very early on in the game. So the clans have not arrived yet. So I think there's only a limited amount of mechs because you're still dealing with lost tech. So the mechs are still limited in what they have. The developers, I believe, also said that in one of the dev posts. You're not going to be able to roll out like a factory mech that has like a meta optimized build. This game will be player versus player. Right now this is just a PvE build, but for PvP you're not going to be able to roll out like a player optimized factory loadout mech to do meta damage. You're going to have to scavenge for parts, and it's going to be Frankenstein mech, basically. Whatever you find in the battlefield or whatever you salvage off of these other mechs that you're destroying is basically what you're going to be putting on your mechs. Because that's the timeline that the game's kind of set in, and devs have said that they really want that feature in the game, so that's going to be part of the gameplay for the grand campaign. I'm not sure if they're going to implement that for player versus player or not. It might PvP might just be like how this is right now, where you just select what lance you want and then you get that lance. I don't know if you'll get customization options for that. I'm pretty sure you will. They said that a mech lab is coming where you can customize all your mechs and stuff. So I'm pretty sure that that will be for both PvP and PvE battles like this as well. That's not in this yet because this is the early beta, so it's one of the things that they're going to add eventually. I believe the next thing they're going to add is the PvP access, and during that time they might add the mech lab as well. We'll have to wait and see.
Copy that. Got past his armor.
Alright, that was a pretty good melee attack. We ended up getting a knockdown on him, and his arm came off, and the torso section came off. That side of the mech was pretty well armored because I was only been focusing on hitting the right arm and the right torso side. So these were pretty much full armor. But they did have significant structural damage on this left torso because he did overheat earlier. He had that overheat shutdown, which damaged his structural integrity before his armor was gone. So he kind of messed himself up on that one. There's a little bit of payback for getting that headshot on me over here with that melee headshot. Man, that was vicious to get that melee headshot on me. Instantly knocked my mech out. So I'm pretty happy about what just happened here because I might be back in this now. We're going to see if we can get, where's his other weapons here? We have a medium in that arm. We have 2 medium lasers in this other torso section. So we're going to see if we can knock out some more offensive capabilities of this mech by hitting that other torso section. It only has 19 structure points left. So hopefully if one of these lasers land, he'll be down 2 medium lasers, and then this will be a big tanky mech that really can't do much. I think both of those shots missed. Yeah, we missed. So he's going to get back up. He's going to probably turn around and slug me here. He's going for the... He went for the kill on this mech up here. I thought he was going to go for torso damage on this mech. He went around behind this guy. Thought he was going to try getting damage behind me. He got the knockout up here instead. Things aren't looking good now. I have a heavy and 2 mediums I'm fighting against, and I just have these 2 heavies that are pretty banged up. You see this guy's missing his arm. His other arm's in danger of falling off. His torso, center torso, is about to go out. This guy is pretty well set still. He just has structural damage on the medium laser arm. We really need to get one of these other mechs knocked out fast. Either this guy down here or this heavy one up here. I think I'm going to focus on this torso again on the right side of this mech. Let's see if I can't. I don't have jump jets. So we can't move here. It gives me some kind of cover, at least defensive wise. And I'm facing these mechs, so but I still can kind of get this heavy here. I don't have my arm on this guy. He can get a straight shot on my torso, but I'm not too worried about that because I'm going to be able to move before him on the next round. So Hopefully we can land that torso shot. We're just gonna do everything we have here.
Reporting. Critical hit.
Alright, those lasers took critical hits, but his torso is still not gone. Oh man. Things are now looking dire for me. Yeah, this is only my 4th game, I believe, so I'm still kind of learning how to maneuver stuff and how stuff plays off of one another. That might, what you're saying there, Robert, that probably could have been a game changer. Probably could have kept me in this. If I end up losing this match, that probably could have been one of the defining reasons why. We'll see. Hopefully, I don't lose. But it's not looking too good for my Centurion. We do have Angel of Death on this mech. I completely forgot about that. Our leg armor is pretty decent. We could risk doing a jump on the top of this mech. If we land it, his arm and torso could be crushed and completely come off, and we could probably do some center torso damage as well. But if we miss, that would be terrible. You know what? We're going to risk it. We're going to try death from above. Alright, I don't know what we landed there. We landed center torso damage, and I think some leg damage. Man, it's not letting me do any damage to the right side of this mech, which is really what I've been trying to do these past couple turns.
Internal structure damage.
Let's see what leg damage wise. I ended up getting internal damage on this guy. But that might have just been from this guy's attack. I'm not entirely sure because he did just target me right there. So this guy's almost out. If I can get some shots on his center. Can I get in melee combat range of this guy? I can. I can also melee this guy.
Move on to receipt.
You know what? We're just going to try taking this heavy down. Probably not the smartest thing to do. Finally got that torso and arm. Alright, and we got the knockdown. So he's pretty much out of the match. He pretty much has no way he can damage me except for melee himself. And he has no arms to execute that. I guess he could do a headbutt and kick me. We have my good side, or my one good arm turned to this guy, so they'll probably get knocked off if he's going to do an attack here. Is he attacking me? He's not attacking. He's bracing himself. He probably could have took this arm off here. I didn't have anything critical in this arm though, so it wouldn't have been the end of the world. I think my medium lasers are probably in this torso section. No, I have my LMR there. The lasers are in the middle section here. As long as I keep this arm towards them, I'm pretty good. They won't be able to get to my center torso.
Yeah.
So this guy's in cover. I'm not going to do much of, if any, damage to this guy if I try shooting him, because he's pretty well, he's covered in cover. So the only way to get him out of that, I would have to get close and do a melee attack or jump on him. I don't think I want to do that because I already moved with my other mech. So
Acknowledged.
I think the best thing to do is just take cover. We're just going to take some cover here We're probably going to just haul down so we can get rid of this unstability. I think he just jumped on me. Yeah, that was a kill. Am I dead? No, that was a knockdown. One of my lasers got knocked out though, so my center torso has to be pretty seriously banged up at 42, and I lost an arm. So he's doing melee damage there. He headbutt me. I was in that defensive posture though, so it didn't do as much as it should have done to me.
Incoming bandit. Back in action.
This Griffin is going to be a problem. It's pretty much a tank. It doesn't have hardly any damage at all. So even if I can somehow knock out this medium or this heavy, I'm still going to be fighting an uphill battle with this Griffin. This is definitely not looking good here. I do have 2 medium lasers. This guy has. What's he have? I think he has all his weapons up online still. Yeah, so we're going to probably save this inspiration for blockade. This blockade doesn't have any heat, and he has a better alpha strike, so we're going to inspire blockade onto this heavy here. It's not the side I want to be targeting. Its left side is not the side I want to be targeting. Hopefully we can get some damage on this guy. 65% if I target him. See what happens if I try hitting this heavy mech here. 75% and torso's 42. This is 50 damage if I hit both of these on that center torso. It's random number generator hasn't been kind to me this match. We'll see what happens.
Critical hit.
Yeah, it looks like one of them landed on his leg. We did a torso hit and the leg hit. It'd be pretty pointless to use Inspire on this heavy mech now. That would be wasting a lot of potential. We're going to probably save the inspiration for the next round, and we're just going to hit this guy right here without it, with a melee attack. Should knock him out, hopefully. Oh my goodness. All you had to do is hit his torso, man. Oh my goodness. This game over for me. That's it. He's down.
That shot was internal. You bastards.
Oh man. That melee hit this guy's leg instead of hitting his torso. It's all you had to do, man. Look at this big section of the mech you had to aim for, and you aimed for the lower section.
What do you need? I'm up. Let's go. Roger.
We'd saved that Inspire from the last round. We're going to actually use it right now, and we're going to get an Alpha Strike on this mech. See what this does. Alright, hopefully that helped me out here. Let's see what we did. We destroyed an arm and destroyed a torso. He has no more weapons, so he can only do melee to me. Is that a knockout? Am I down to 1 mech? I am down to 1 mech. It's 1 versus 3. These 2 mechs can only melee me, so all I have to do is keep my distance.
I'm here.
But he can jump on me. He has the death from above. So I just need to back off of these guys and just keep my guns firing. If I can keep them at a distance, I should be pretty good. Hopefully we get a knockout on this guy. There we go, we got the... He's down. Alright. I'm pretty sure this guy will probably try jumping on me. See, he has leg armor left, so it wouldn't be a bad idea if I was him. I'm still in pretty good shape with this guy. He has all his weapons online. It could be better, but he still has his back turned towards me. Let's see. I can get some cover, and I can still strike him in the back. This is hopefully gonna do some torso damage. There we go. Center torso is destroyed. This match has just took a turn for the best. It's 1 versus 1 now. It actually might turn out in my favor if I can get advantage on this guy.
Armor breach. Internal damage.
Alright, so this mech has, what does he have left? LMR and an SMR. So, oh man. Let's see. Where is his LMR? His LMR is in his left arm. So I'm probably not going to be damaging that anytime soon. His short range is probably in his torso. Now where's his short range? Short range ammo's in center torso. Is both of his launchers over here? I don't know where his short range ammo. Was it in this arm? Is in his head, okay. I was hoping to knock out one of these, and then I would just, if I knocked out the LMR, I would just stay at a distance, and if I knocked out the SMR, I would point blank them, but they're in some pretty secure locations. So probably my best bet is just to try to keep inflicting torso damage on them. Alright, so Chris and Robert are saying to get in on the Griffin. Well, he's down. This is a Shadowhawk. What do you guys recommend I do against the Shadowhawk here? It only has an SMR and LMR. Should I keep my distance at him? I still have a full thing of weapons here. I have pretty much any combat range is desirable for me. Should I close in or should I stay at a distance? What should I do here for this guy? Let me know your thoughts on, and we'll see what we can do to take him out. We also have Angel of Death and jump jets too, so, but that would be a very stupid thing to do because this leg has no armor left at all, and this one only has 1 armor point. So I would put myself in a very bad position where he could target and hit my legs and knock my legs out from underneath me. So my center torso still has 46 armor on it, so I'm not at risk of getting knocked out yet from that. But if I try jumping on him, I would risk myself getting knocked out from leg damage. So let's see. Go over down to closing and melee him to death. Shadowhawk's a balanced build. Whatever lets you put out the most damage is the best. Alright. Well, let's see. AC5 is long range. LMRs are long range. We can keep a distance, and his missile launcher is only an LMR 5. I have an LMR 5 plus the AC5. So I think if I keep a distance here, I will out damage him to have more damage producing abilities long range. So
Damn it, I've got an armor breach.
I don't know why I wasn't able to attack. I'm not sure why I wasn't able to attack that last round. Maybe because I didn't have sensor. I have sensor range 3. Tactics is my sensor range. So I need to stay fairly close to him. Probably medium range. Otherwise I'm going to lose my ability to attack him. I'm in the forest right now. I have an evasive bonus and a partial defensive bonus. So we're going to inspire myself, and we're just going to stay where we are. Alright, so all 3 of my guns right now, they're in pretty decent optimal range. These are dark orange. That means they're optimal range right now. So we should be able to do some pretty good damage. Hopefully this is a knockout. He's going to close in and punch me maybe. Is he going for a punch? I don't know what he's doing. He just came in to give me a hug. That's basically what he did. He came in to give me a hug. He just didn't do anything at all. It's kind of poor AI path in. I don't know what's going on with that. He should have done something at least. Well, I don't know why he didn't punch me. That really didn't make any sense at all. I guess if he wanted to get into cover, he could have gotten into cover right here, and then he could have still attacked me. So why he moved right here and right next to me, I really don't understand the reason in. Because he was trying to make my weapons get out of range, which I could just move and get right back into range. So he really didn't achieve anything. That doesn't make much sense. He is guarded right now, so I'm just gonna probably punch him. See if I can punch him. Alright, we kicked him and we ended up missing, so he's still guarded. That was his SMR Valley, and it really didn't do anything to me. He gets to go again? He gets to go again? Alright. Oh no! Oh no! Oh boy.
What do you need?
We lost our laser and our LMRs. And we're unsteady here.
Roger.
We're gonna get behind them.
Copy that. Stabilizers.
I think he's gonna do the same thing. Get behind me. Left leg destroyed, and I was knocked down. It's a slugfest right here. What we got left? 34. He's got to do 34 torso damage, man. My torso is now exposed, and my leg. Oh no. I think this is probably the game over for me right here. All I have is 16 left on this leg, and then I'm out of the game. So it's not looking good for me at all. I do have jump jets. I'm going to see if I can't get into a better position, but jumping away. That didn't take me far enough. I don't have LMRs anymore, so I wouldn't be able to go that far.
Confirmed. Mech destroyed.
Oh my goodness. We managed to get that torso hit anyways and get the win. Even though that arm still had armor left on it, I somehow hit his torso and ended up getting the win. That was a pretty good battle. 4 mediums is what I was fielding. They had a light, a squad of mediums, and a heavy. Let's take a look at what they had for those who joined in late or just are watching right now. Let's take a look at the after action report. Let's see the enemy forces here. So they had this quick fire heavy mech. It got knocked out from torso. All their mechs got knocked out from torsos here. So they had the light mech and then the 2 mediums, and then they had this heavy mech. What I filled it 4 mediums against that. You see this guy right here is what really made me mad. Is had this Griffin go around and get behind them, and he ended up doing a jump on top of their other Griffin, this one right here, and that's how I got my legs damaged. And then directly after that, like full armor still on everything, only leg damage from that jump. Their Griffin turns around, does a melee attack, and it headshot KOs my mech. I spent probably 4 turns getting him around undetected so I can get behind and make one of their mechs turn their back towards my other 3 that were up on that forest section, and he just gets headshotted and knocked out. It was pretty upsetting, but I ended up winning anyways, thanks to your tactical advice. Skin of the teeth, yes, skin of the teeth. So yeah, pretty fun game. That round, that was probably the closest one I've played so far. So I had one loss. My first game I played, I ended up losing. I think that's because I didn't really understand what was going on, and it was my first game. Second game, I kind of understood what was happening, and I ended up winning that one. I think I had 2 mechs left at the end. The last game I played, not this one, the one before that, was a complete slaughter because I picked what I have right here. I picked the 4 squad medium again, and I put the enemy to random mode, and the enemy ended up randoming a light mech company. And I was hoping that the enemy would do something like they did during this match, where they would get a heavy against 4 mediums, but they ended up randoming a light company against 4 mediums, and it was just a complete slaughter. I didn't even lose 1 mech. This game, I figured it was going to be a pretty hard game because I didn't have any heavy mechs at all. 4 mediums against the heavy, and it was pretty close game. So I'm glad for that. So I'm going to go ahead and take this game survey, and then probably go ahead and see what time it is. It's probably time for me to take some food as well for lunch, and then I'll probably be back on later today streaming in probably an hour or so.